yesterday. I will run away.
Whoa. I like Matt.
Killer.
I like Psycho Killer
Yes, good
very
save.
much. One of my great regrets is never seeing the Talking Heads
I never saw him either.
in concert.
Never
Great
saw him.
regret.
I never saw that
regret.
live Broadway show either that David Byrne did. That would have been good to see too.
I saw that on tape.
Yeah, I did watch a little bit of that on TV after you told me.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah,
for sure.
Psycho Killer.
You know, you got to have something at the trade desk when you're not supposed to be trading, and for me, it's the guitar. I just pick it up and start strumming away.
I mean, I should be doing the same. I agree with you.
Yeah, you should play cello.
Mm.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's get right into it.
Cello actually seems easier to me than the guitar. I don't know why. It's the
yo, ma, hold on a second.
I'm just saying it's the finger picking. I could do this, but the finger picking is hard for me. Too many things going
on. Little cracking of the market here, man.
Day lows on the NASDAQ. Day lows.
This what's going to kick save? We talked about it on the way in. What's going to kick save the market? Like the Bank of England kick save.
Well, they did it one day. Now the Fed has to come in for the 2-day.
Let's bring that in for a second here. From Ed Conway on the Bank of England intervention. I am told that the Bank of England was responding to a run dynamic, the old run on the bank, on pension funds, a wholesale equivalent to the run which destroyed Northern Rock. Had they not intervened, there would have been mass insolvencies of pension funds by this afternoon. We're going to get back to mass insolvency, but unbelievable how you would think, and obviously you've taken the don't on this, you would think that the pension fund should be a pretty safe place for your money to be. It should be invested in safe things. It's for your pension. But there has been willy-nilly oversight, would you say, or legal oversight or forced oversight of pensions. I know you brought it up, the underfundedness of pensions, and maybe that's why they were so close to insolvency. Give me your thoughts on insolvency of pension funds.
I think they've been insolvent for 20 years. It's just a matter of time. It's the upside down pyramid scheme right now. We're on the downside and it hasn't. And I think most of the COVID, all this world stuff that is happening is all related to this. They need to crumble the pension. They, being the WEF, wants to crumble, all the underfunded, non-funded sovereign debt so they can start over again. That's what they're pushing for. This is not new. This has been going on for 40 years, and now it's coming to roost, and they're pushing hard to collapse it all. I don't think they're. Again, I'll say this: I don't think they will be at all successful, but it's going to be very enlightening to a lot of people that they can't believe that their governments. And again, I'm not picking on one here; I'm picking on the whole, from Western Europe to the United States, North America. The pensions are totally. They were used as corrupt political tools for the last 40 years. And now when bonds aren't going up every year and they've crumbled and they've killed 10 years, by the way, of highs, 10 years of highs are gone in the bonds. We are at 10, 11-year lows right now in bonds. Okay. If you don't think the equities are going to join you on that fray, you got another thing coming. You just got another thing coming because it's going to come.
All right, Matt.
And the King dollar will be the last.
Yeah, I want to bring this up. Our friend Gary Morrow shared via LinkedIn this chart, and he's saying there was one place to hide, and this was before this debacle happened. You'd been talking dollar strength for 2 years now, but there is no place to hide. Even the yuan's not on here. The Chinese yuan, it's at 15-year lows. Incredibly, I think Brazil and Russia, who had those two on their bingo card as safer than the rest.
Right.
And this has to be all part of it, but at some point, that is not normal. And I got to tell you, man, these are precarious times we are living in. Let's look at the dollar while I have this up. Because do you want to fade this, or do you want to find a place to join the fray at this point? Bring it up.
Yeah, I'll try to. You keep talking for a minute. It's going to take me a minute just to find
He's got problems. All right, Matt. The other thing I want to talk to as you look for that, and as we get to it, we're going to talk cars. And I want to bring in a little graphic. The great movie Road Warrior, and particularly, man, we've talked about, and nobody can argue that asset values have been inflated beyond belief.
Mhm.
Any chart that you look at, assets are through the roof.
Yeah.
And then when they start, and then particularly if you bought an inflated asset, right, and then borrowed money to pay for it, just like this guy behind me said, hey, you were right, by the way, just walk away. That's what you do. You just walk away. Why would you pay that full price that you mistakenly paid, but you borrowed money to pay for it? And cars is the one thing that seems to jump out on this. And we showed this little graphic. Used car dealer Drive Time Automotive Group has paused the sale of over $350 million in bonds backed by subprime auto loans after debt yields jumped earlier this week. And I guarantee you, those subprime auto loans are going to have catastrophic, here, come and get my car, redemptions, as you paid $60,000 for a pickup truck that's worth 30. Like, are you going to keep paying on that $60,000 loan?
No.
I don't think so. I think you just walk away, like my guy here in the background says.
And that's why you should have come in with redemptions on. Yeah. Forget the
Matt, we need to be recording, first of all. This part wasn't recording. So I won't get the chance to say that beauty again.
Nothing new there. Nothing new.
Recording still paused. Unreal. Yeah, recording in progress. Hey, G, did you get that? Can we rewind it in China? Somebody in China watching that is recording this. Somebody's recording it somewhere.
Anyways, let's get back to the dollar fund, and then we'll get.
Let's go dollar, and then
we'll get into some car. We'll get into some used car lots and talk about what's happening there. But yeah, the dollar is off a little bit, considerably, actually. Down. Yesterday. Today, what are we doing today? Today we're probably up a little bit, but not really. So it's interesting. Like, there's some divergence here between what the dollar did. It gapped up a little bit this morning, and went down to 111.90 or so, 112. So again, this continues to sell off from yesterday. So maybe they are trying to find a bottom here. And there's again, those that are in the know that the Fed has some news up their sleeve. There are 3 Fed heads talking tomorrow. So I'm just saying, you and I talked about this. This is a difficult market to be long and or short and or anything, unless you're ready in front of the turret. You got stops in, you're ready to trade, because this thing could flip either way, super hard, super fast. And I would recommend, if you're not used to trading in insane environments where you are and I think we're going to come into this where we finally start seeing some real volatility and some real fear, where we get 5 to 7%, maybe max shutdown days. I can see those coming. I don't know about you.
Yeah, we still have not had, hold all.
I mean, we haven't had any of those since, COVID started, right? And that was over 2.5 years ago. So, the 2.5 years of froth is over. And what is left for these guys? I don't know. You tell me. I don't have any answers for you, Bob.
All right, listen. Go to let's go to CarMax, because that is an interesting one, especially in this dynamic. Yeah.
So CarMax, on that news that you just said today, got throttled, down 25% at one point today, dragging on the bottom here, and I'm just going to show it. So yesterday, if you were chasing it with everything else, you had a little fun, had a little profits, and now you're not looking so fun, and it's not looking so profitable. So again, all the way down here. But the thing that I wanted to look at is, let's look at this chart from a weekly perspective, going back to really when this thing came public in '97, and this is Wayne Huizinga's company. He used to own the Dolphins, used to be a big shooter in the
waste management,
right? But this was his second life. And
by the way, one of the first guys, Matt, to get around the NFL salary cap, as Dan Marino would not only played quarterback, but I believe he became a giant stockholder in waste management. Yeah, in the off season, he was an executive for Waste Management, making more money than the salary.
Yeah, well,
salary cap
the
allowed.
car business is a good business once you have them held hostage like that, and they have to use your dealer to get the parts. Most people do, right? So it's a racket. And as you can see, this has been a great company to own for 25 years. This is 1997 until the high of 22, and this is when we were telling everybody short the shit out of it. This can't last. Like you said, this expensive of an asset for a used car lot business. I mean, this is cutting 70% off. So this was almost $20 billion market cap, and now it's down to 10. And again, all they are doing is a lot to sell and finance used cars. I don't think they do anything else. But this thing is going to go back to the teens, Bob. It's going to go back to the teens. Everything has to find its way to reversion, back to the mean. And this is going to be another one of those things, finding its way back to reversion to the mean. So, and then the other one you and I always have talked about is, Avis budget. All those are all wrapped up into car. And we've talked about this many times last year because it was one of the most insane. Remember when they were all chasing this and it was just like, what the hell? Remember when that thing ran all the way up to 548 in November of 21? And then it still had these crazy bounces. You went from 548 to 144, then it doubled again, and now it's back to this. It's making new lows here. 142 again, down only 8.5%. So, but this is just rental cars. This is not buying a used car. So a little bit different business. But again, people are going to stop traveling. Gas is back over 550 here. So much for the gas, and so crude's in the 70s, but the real market is saying that's not the way it is. It just goes to show you that the market, even the gasoline market, is different. And let's bring that up.
Why don't we bring that up? We're talking RBOB.
Let's just see what's happened there, because I haven't looked at it in a few days, and let's see what is going on with the price here. And again, it's dragging along the bottom. So I don't get it. I don't get why gasoline has not really come down. It's again $5.50 a gallon here. Can somebody explain it to me? Because I don't understand how
somebody's making money. I'll tell you that right now.
Joe Biden's making money. Apparently,
no,
it's the gas station owners who are making all the money, according to Biden, right? Because he said that this week too. So I don't know.
You know what? That's what a free market and capitalism is all about. So
yeah.
I don't like to say it, but if you had an electric car, they're actually right. As much as I hate the pompousness, as they say.
But your electric car costs 4x your gas car, so you're actually
not all of them.
You're fucked either way. You're fucked. You just stop that. Stop that noise.
Step into my office because you're fucked.
You need to be spanked hard.
Matt, I'm just looking at the ticker here. Something very, very wrong with Beyond Meat today, Matt. Bring up Beyond.
Well, maybe it's those bug factories coming up in Decatur.
In fact, the bugs are going to taste better than the goop.
Bug life.
And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would rather eat a cricket and cockroach burger than the fucking
slime.
Yeah, 100%. I've had a cricket protein bar before.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, we've had plenty of food that have bugs in it. Most of the shit we eat has bugs because they can't get it out.
In fact, by law, it can be up to 7% bugs or something.
Correct. So I'm not going to pretend that I haven't had bugs either, but not intentionally.
But Beyond this looks to me like it's going to bankruptcy.
I mean, usually some of the first into markets are the first to fail, right? That's the way it works. And then somebody else with a better, pets.com and all those companies. Chewy made it. Chewy finally figured it out, right? So
after all the collateral damage on the roadside.
But I'm going to bring up Chewy also because there's a story there too. Anyways.
At what point though, seriously, at what point do people this just goes bankrupt? They don't have a revenue stream. Nobody's buying their product. I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility here whatsoever.
It's
beyond worth saving as a company.
Well, I like your thinking. Hang on a second.
Thinking and stinking. Matt's trading again, everyone. You can't see it, but his eyeballs are down. He's got his trading front end in his hand. Talk about the arc of technology.
I would have used to have to put you on mute in the 90s and call my 4 brokers. Now I can do it all with one.
Or you'd have called me right in the pit,
Yeah, but that was
direct.
Yeah, but even that for me was only for certain options trades.
Hey, Heifer, HFR, what do you got?
Yeah, that was only for
What
certain.
do you got? Where can I get rid of 1,000? Hold on a second. Sell me 100. Never happened.
Never happened.
Front running, top step.
Front row.
All right, Matt. What else?
No. Let's.
You wanted to bring up Chewy. Bring up Chewy.
I did want to bring up Chewy. So, because we haven't looked at it in a while, we're talking about how second to the market sometimes wins, and they did win, but that just went public recently. So again, don't get too excited. But Chewy, when you really look at the short history of this lovely name, and again, I use their service until they kill my dog. I guess they killed my dog. I'm gonna have to sue him.
They did not kill Rudy. May we all live the life of Rudy.
The life of Rudy. Anyways, but Chewy, can you see it? Did I bring it up?
No, I cannot see it. You are not sharing. Please share.
I got a few things going on here. Sorry. We rallied from 22 up to 51, sitting here at 31 in balance. Okay, and this has only been trading since COVID. The COVID low was the all-time low for this stock. So this will be the crucial number. And we tested it once, 21. If that fails, Bob, you can buy 20 as long as 20 holds. If 20 doesn't hold, get rid of it. So there's your trade idea for Chewy. If it gets back down to 20,
and I actually kind of, I don't see, if you got a dog, you got to feed it. Maybe
okay, but think about, I just wanted to bring this up just as a comparison to the CarMax story. CarMax today, if you were paying attention to the show earlier, we told you it was worth how much? What was the market cap?
No, that 20 billion?
No, 10. It was 18 and now it's at 10, CarMax.
Right.
I'm going to point out what Chewy's market cap is today, 13. It is worth 30% more. Chewy is worth 30% more today than CarMax. Something is still wrong in this market, right?
That's
if you're looking at it.
And my thought here too is there can't be that much margin in dog food.
No.
And they must make all their money on dog toys and treats, which I got to imagine has sick margins.
Margin.
Yeah, as we go forward, like, are you getting your dog treats and toys and shit, or just the fucking food?
Right. What are you doing?
I'm thinking just the food. Easy, right. Fido. No more treats for you. What we have in the house, Matt, is my retirement.
No more
retirement savings account in Beanie Babies.
Oh.
Because I was going to Beanie Baby my way to retirement. And
well,
those are dog toys.
Okay, so let me see if I have this right, Bob. You went with Beanie Babies. Wait, you went with Pet Rocks in the 80s. Then you went with
I'm gonna push back hard on that. I never was a big Pet Rock person. If it was Pet,
you were okay.
That another rhymes with rocks. If they had been selling that,
So let's just look at this. Pet Rocks, Beanie Babies were the rage, Then we went to Bitcoin. Then it was NFTs. Pension funds used to be a big thing. Now they don't matter. Now they're worthless. They're all underwater. So
man, actually, seriously.
Instead of jumping on after all these things have happened, and and Pets.com was in there also in 2000.
Oh yeah. The whole internet rage. Matt, what happened to Detroit when they went insolvent? All the Detroit public workers just lost
the pensions. I think they agreed that they dialed them down to like dime on a dollar, but it was mostly wiped out. And if your pension was new, like you just started working there in the last 10 years, you got nothing. So we're only talking about pensions that were, people that actually had worked through the 50s or whatever, 50s, 60s, 70s, let's say, 30 years, whatever they put in whatever, that stuff got like a dime on the dollar. The rest of these, like the UK, look at, what's so interesting? We should talk about this because BlackRock is full on WEF. They are the broker for the WEF. Would you not agree?
I would agree.
So let me bring up, what is the BlackRock symbol?
Hold on a second.
I think it's BLK. And it is. And let me just bring it up.
BLK, New York Stock Exchange.
And they are these guys in Vanguard are the 100, they basically control 80% of the world's assets, something like close to 100 trillion under management. So seriously, like this is, we have a major problem in the balance of how this looks to me, right? We really do. And BlackRock peaked November of 21 when everything peaked. Remember how everything's in concert here. 972 down to 578, sitting here at 563, another new low here, right? They're getting worried. Why do you think they were worried yesterday with the Bank of England was ready to go BK with the pensions? Because they hold half the shit in that pile. And these guys want the central digital bank currency as much as the WEF, because they can wipe it all out and then start all over again. They can be the broker of record for all this and move the pegs around and finagle. I mean, if you can't see this, if we want to fix the world today, we need to hammer companies like this and force them out of business, force them to break up, sell the shit out of them and force them to break up. That's what's going to fix this. Do not take your money out of the BlackRocks, out of the Vanguards. Oh, but wait, the pensions are all in cahoots with them. This is what people don't get. These guys manage all that money for every state, for every government. They manage all the pensions. It's too big to fail. It's what happened in 08 and 09 didn't fix itself because they kicked the can. They too big to fail, the whole thing, the big short. All this is a hiccup from what happened in 05, 6, 7. Like this is and it's worse. It's way worse. And you
Matt, bring up on the same tack, bring up Berkshire, because look at that.
They're not, in my opinion, they're not the pensioner, fund. So
no, I wanted to actually just see again, looking vis-a-vis a little healthier, but still there's a right
healthier side. I mean, it's fully right-sided.
Fully right-sided. Like again, back to Gary Morrow, there is no place to hide.
Well, and look at this. This is a daily chart. We're literally about ready to fall out of bed. And guess what? Apple, we talked about yesterday. When it crashed down to 143 on Tuesday, then it rallied back to 150 yesterday. I sold some because, like I said, I was like, oh, that's a gift. We're going to come back to 150 just to test that breakdown. And we did. We got to 150.50, down $9 today from that level. $9. So guess what? That was totally fake. Yes, everything yesterday was fake. The whole BlackRock bullshit. And the market sees right through this stuff. The UK's in trouble, and the market sees right through it, right smack through it. It's and I said to you yesterday, everybody's expecting a crash. I don't know what to expect. You all can't be right at the same time. So I've taken off.
And by the way, Matt, this is the anniversary of the 08 flash.
Yeah, it is. But tomorrow's Friday. And again, do you want to? So I just look at the calendar and go, who wants to be long the end of the week, the day, the quarter, the month, all combined?
Day, quarter.
Tomorrow.
Month, quarter, tomorrow.
And it's already been, this month is, we started September at 4,000. We're already down, and we went up to almost 4,200 early September. From 4,179 on the SPOOs, we're all the way down here to, where are we, 3,630 right now. So, again, I've taken off most of my shorts. I don't think the end of the world's coming this week for sure. I'm not getting long yet either, but I'm kind of just happy to be taking advantage of a good September. How's that? And not, now is not the time. If you missed this, let's call it, 10% move from 4,170 down here to 3,630, we may have one more whoosh, but I don't know. I just don't. I think by the middle of October, we'll probably see a bounce again. It's just the cycles being in play again. I don't know what's going to make it good, but I'm sure the Fed has 3 people talking tomorrow. Maybe they'll kick save it today, tomorrow, when the market's quiet. That's always when they do it. So be careful putting on any large press bets either way right now. I think it's dangerous. Make sure you're protecting yourself on either side of the market.
Covered options, Matt. I think that's the best way to roll in this market.
Yeah.
Short dated as you can. So the minis have every day now, I believe. At least Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The micros have Fridays. You're best off, just playing it that way. Just buy a call, sell a future, or buy a put, buy a future. You're protected by the price of the option, and it makes life a lot easier. When you it's like incorporating a stop right away when you enter the market, long or short.
Yeah. Well,
the beauty of it.
That's also a fine way to trade. Yeah.
Yeah. The beauty of it is you've entered that stop right when you enter the trade, but it gives you the time. And I've talked about this before. It gives you the time for expiration, either the end of the day, the end of tomorrow. Just makes it a lot safer to execute in these, particularly in these markets. Particularly.
All
right, Matt. Who do we got tonight? NFL.
Well, let me bring over to
Thursday. TNF.
I'll give you the college games first because we talked about those yesterday. There's two cross-state brutal rivalries, meaning that I don't care about either of them. South Carolina State, South Carolina. Carolina is a 40-point, let's call it 36 and 40-point favorite now. Utah, BYU, same thing, 24-point favorites, BYU. And then Friday we got a couple games that we'll talk about tomorrow, but nothing really that interesting to me. Friday night Pac-12. Actually, that's a good game. So the first good game that I would see is UCLA Washington. Washington is favored at UCLA. I've seen Washington and UCLA play. I don't really know. I'll let you know tomorrow when that game's on. So
I'll let you know my pick when that game's over.
No, it's the game's tomorrow, so it's not tonight.
Right. All right, this is actually a very
this game is interesting, right? This game, Dolphins, Bengals. Bengals are desperate. They're desperate. They've lost 2. They're at home. Super Bowl, rebound. Are they going to be like the Rams were the year after, which they're starting out to be after the Rams made it the first time? And maybe they need another year or two of, a couple new players because their defenses sucked this year. And the Dolphins offense can't be stopped. How about this? Take the over and take the Bengals.
I like the overside of that. I think the game.
The Bengals are 3.5 favorites. That is a sucker bet all the way. They want you to take the Dolphins. You've been told.
Just walk away.
It's going to be a shootout. Do the parlay. Bengals -3. Dolphins over 48.
Man, I love movie lines,
Yes.
and I'm fairly close. Not exactly close on the exact movie line as it was said during the movie, in the movie. But this one I particularly love, and it's so apropos. Just walk away, and believe me, that's when we've talked about this. The bad news hasn't even come.
No.
Right? We have not got bad news, other than inflation. But when you
By the way, we're under 11,000 on the NASDAQ as we speak.
Two things, Matt.
Down 70 points since we started the show. When I shorted, the show is good for shorting. I'm just
head down and sell them. It's the new layup trade. Sell the market when market vitals comes on.
I mean, it's usually the time of day. If we're trending down, like I think again, it looks to me like we got what do we have? We had a 200 point. We had a 250 point down, 420 to 260. We could go to. I think we could hit 11,000 here by the close today. 11,000, and we got another 100 points to go in the NSA.
Right on.
That's kind of how I see it, Bob.
Right on. All right, that's all we got. Lee, anything from the gallery? Lee saw Talking Heads with the B-52s, 1980, definitely 1980. Who do you like better, the B-52s or UB-40?
You asking me?
No, it's a letter and a number.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I like B-52s.
All right.
They're more fun. I mean, musically, it's a difficult question. You're asking me like my ear. Like you have to be in the mood to listen to the Talking Heads because it's not normal music. There's not like rhythms. It's just all over the place. And it's totally cool and unique. But you have to be in a kind of a schizo zone to to appreciate it, I think.
All right, Matt, lastly but not leastly for sure, Microsoft, let's look at it. Bring it up. Matt's buying his shorts back right now. I'll tell you that right now. I know that's what he was doing.
Covering some.
He's pulling his shorts up. I mean, off. He's pulling his shorts off. Yeah, that's actually exactly what he's doing. Pulling his shorts off.
What do you want
We
me
just
to look
lost the
at?
children's crowd, unless you're in Spain.
What do you want me to look at?
Microsoft for Lee.
Mr. Softy? Well, we talked about that already this week, every day. It's going down. There you go.
Yeah, bring it up. Bring it up. Come
We
on.
just talked about it. Hold on. I mean, the same story. It's down $6 today. Sell it. Every rally.
Sell every rally.
Every single
You know, I
last.
think we could recut the Sound of Music soundtrack with Climb Every Mountain, and it would be sell every rally.
Sell every rally.
Yes.
We are just about at the juncture, just like we were with, Apple. We're just getting into the value on the daily chart.
Bring it up.
Now,
I don't see it.
Oh God,
How come I don't
just
see it?
I'm sitting here looking at it and I haven't put it up. You know, the production staff in New Jersey.
Bingo. Oh
slacking.
my God. Please pay attention.
Just getting into the symphony. This thing is going down.
And how far to the point of control? Obviously, that's going to take a quarter or two to get down there.
Yeah, I mean that's $110 down there. And again, we won't bottom on Apple until it's below 100. We won't bottom in this market until Apple's below 100 and Microsoft is back to 150 at least. 150 isn't even the COVID low. The COVID low was 134.80 on Microsoft. So,
And again, who's upgrading? Who's paying big dollars for new systems as everything is more expensive?
everything.
Every single thing. Again, look at that. That's the Apple chart. Pay attention. That floors become ceilings, ceilings become floors. The floor held there that first time down.
It usually does the first time down because everybody sees the same thing.
Yeah.
But eventually it gets pounded through, and then that 128 will go, and then we're gonna. I mean, look, we got this hole down here at least to fill 100, and I contend that the COVID low is 53.39. Tell me what is exciting about Apple anymore? What is it?
Well, because they're going to have an iPhone 17. They're going to skip 15 and
Nobody
16.
bought them. Everybody's returning the 14 because it sucked. It didn't work.
And they got no supply chain. They couldn't make them if they
nobody.
wanted to.
There's no demand chain either. Forget about the supply chain. There's no demand chain. Stop the madness.
All right, I will stop. Damn it. All right, Matt. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lee. Please join us at marketvitals.io. Please share, retweet, and plagiarize far and wide. Do yourself a favor, cook someone a meal, and use the Manja TV Shrimp Mojo. Had some great interactions on the Manja TV side, Matt, with people just absolutely killing it in the kitchen. That's
Wow. I mean, it's the best rub I've ever tried.
let's just be honest. That's just what it is.
Well, that's what she said.
And I was going through some old pictures of the 2014, definitely Red, White, and Blue Barbecue Classic, where Manja TV really had its first solid top 10 victory. It was fun to go back and look at that. 72 professional teams, and then us, very unprofessional. Sometimes unprofessional can get it done. And by the way, of 72 teams, Matt, 72 professional barbecue cooking teams, there was only one team that signed up and gave demonstrations during that event. Yeah, only one team. Guess what team that was?
It was probably, the Manja.
The Manja TV team.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Quality.
Jeff Heff, Brian, showing how you put together a lobster tail perfectly. Lobster tail at a barbecue.
I don't know how to put one together imperfectly.
All right, beautiful. We're going to do that Monday night for sure. All right, pal, you have a great one. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Bobby. And keep on selling. Keep on selling until they tell you, differently. I don't see much changing here, buddy.
Right on.